In this short video today, I'm going to go through some job interview questions that may arise in performance analysis. Firstly, you'll be expected to know about different types of software that's commonly used in performance analysis. These are a few of them, so it's worth maybe now pausing the video if you're not sure about these, open some tabs, Google some of these and learn more about them. And if you can, get exposure to this software where possible. Your university may have some of this technology. It may be better to go out and get a work placement, work with a local team that has this software that uses it on a day-to-day basis. But if you're struggling with that in the meantime, whilst trying to get that to happen for you, I would recommend going on YouTube, watch some tutorial videos, look at articles online, learn as much as you can about this software. Secondly, if your experience is in one sport and then you go for a job in a different sport, you will be expected to understand the difference. So how does this role you're going for differ from that previous sport you worked in? And I decided to put this slide together because jobs are few and far between. So you have to be prepared to be adaptable in performance analysis. And with that, I'd learn about the use of performance analysis across different sports. So as a starting point, if it's not experience that you have right now, or you can get a hold of, start off with YouTube videos, look at different sports, listen to podcasts with people that work across different sports. And when it comes to you getting experience during your degree, don't be overly fussy. I hear people who are interested in one sport and they won't really look any further than that. They're just sitting and waiting for that one sport to become available for them. But in reality, it's so competitive. So during your degree, you might not be a big fan of rugby, but go and work in it. If something comes up, why not? You might hate cricket, but it might surprise you. You might go and work in that field and think to yourself, well, actually, it's not that bad. I'm getting some transferable skills here. So summary of this slide really is mix up your experience. When you go to an interview, you can be really rounded because you'll understand how performance analysis can differ and how it works in different sports. Next, in this role, you'll be expected to deliver information to large groups of people, whether that be coaches or players. So it is really important that you do work on your presentation skills. This is something that naturally you'll do anyway throughout your degree across all sorts of different modules, but it's all well and good doing a few sort of okay presentations, but I would take more ownership as well. So if you're focusing just on your degree at this point, if there's a group project for a PowerPoint, take the lead. It might not be related to performance analysis, but the more you can talk about in an interview, let's say you're going for an internship in performance analysis. If you say, well, I take the lead, I do these presentations for different modules, I'll take the lead, I'll do most of the work, these are the skills I've learned through doing PowerPoints to large groups of people, it's still going to sound impressive. And if you can get experience just within a local team, whatever level it is, just get used to presenting that work to small groups, large groups, coaches, players, whoever it is. That experience will be good experience in the long term. Number 4, how do you break down complex information for players and coaches? So you could be doing some opposition analysis, you could be filming training, it could be a game, and you'll have to break some of that information down and pass that over to players and coaches in a way they'll understand quickly, concisely. Therefore, you need to be good at editing videos and clips. So what I'd say to you is, if you're in the early stage of a degree, you've got plenty of time, you can just play around. Why don't you just download a very simple video editor piece of software and just practice? You could go on YouTube and type in Manchester United training session, Liverpool training session, whatever you can find on YouTube, and just break it down. Have some fun with it. Give yourself a challenge. I'm going to cut down all these clips, all the set pieces I see in this YouTube video. I'm going to clip them all together. Whatever it may be, just mess around, enjoy it. And also, it goes back to what I said a minute ago. Just shadow in any sport. Don't sit on this. You might be worried about, okay, one day I've got to break this information down in football. Yeah, but you can still learn if you go and work in rugby or basketball, tennis. Just get experience. Just get used to communicating with players or coaches. It's all transferable, whatever sport you decide to go into in the future. And number 5, this is relatable to any job in sport, I admit, but performance analysis can be done under pressure. There's a lot to do. There's training, match play, opposition analysis I mentioned already. Some of that work is live during a game. You could be sat around the coaching staff who want answers from you quickly. So therefore, you need to get used to that. And I'd go and get experience where you can and essentially get used to conflict with coaches, with that pressure of having to do stuff quickly. If you just do it all in your own time during your degree at home and kind of just mess around like I mentioned a minute ago, but that's all the experience you get. It's a big wake up call when you work in professional sport and suddenly the stuff you messed around with has to be done very quickly now. So therefore, this will be really key. You can use these real life examples in an interview rather than just using an assumption. There's nothing worse when someone asks you, well, how would you deal with this? And you answer it by saying, well, maybe I'd do that. Maybe I'd do this. You want to actually have that experience to give your own anecdote, your own story of what you did, how you dealt with it, and how you got on with your job and did it well. So to summarize all of this, when it comes to software that's commonly used, try and find the ones that are available to you, the ones that are cost effective, and the ones that you can download and use on your laptop at home. If there is stuff that you can't use, it's not something you can use at home, there's nothing stopping you from going on YouTube, watching tutorials, listening to podcasts about it, online blogs, whatever that may be. And most importantly, network, shadow. You can have all the knowledge you want from YouTube, but if you're not speaking to people that work in performance analysis and trying to get experience in shadowing, it's pretty useless. Okay, so that was my short video on some of the questions that you can expect to have in an interview in performance analysis. If you'd like to discuss more of these, if you'd like to speak about anything related to performance analysis, do get in touch at Sports Science Hacks on Instagram and at CJ Thompson 90 on Twitter. Okay, thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you again soon.